the Abkhaz people, a proud ethnic group hailing from the Western Caucasus region, have a history that stretches back millennia, filled with both triumph and struggle. Situated on the lush, mountainous coast of the Black Sea, the land of Abkhazia has been home to various tribes and civilizations, each leaving its mark on the culture, language, and identity of the Abkhaz. This first part of the story delves into the origins of the Abkhaz people, exploring their ancient roots, the establishment of their kingdom, the impacts of foreign invasions, and their path to becoming a symbol of resistance and resilience in the face of domination. The journey begins in the shadow of the ancient civilizations of the Caucasus, where the Abkhaz people are believed to have settled thousands of years ago. Their early history is intertwined with the development of the Caucasian Albanians, Chalkians, and various other tribes that populated the area. The Abkhaz, with their distinct language and culture, carved out a niche in this complex tapestry of ancient peoples, though much of their early history remains shrouded in the mist of time. What is certain is that the Abkhaz were fierce defenders of their land, resisting invasions and preserving their heritage. As time passed, the Abkhaz people rose to prominence with the establishment of the Kingdom of Abkhazia in the 8th century. This kingdom, situated in the heart of the Western Caucasus, became a powerful political and cultural force in the region. With its own distinct monarchy and governance system, the Abkhaz rulers, known for their military prowess and diplomatic acumen, were able to maintain their sovereignty despite the constant pressure from neighboring empires. However, the rise of Abkhazia as a kingdom was not without its challenges. The region was frequently caught in the crossfire between the Byzantine Empire to the west and the Sassanid Persians to the east, with both empires seeking control over the strategically important land. Despite these external pressures, the Abkhaz managed to preserve their autonomy for several centuries, developing a rich cultural heritage that blended both Eastern and Western influences. The decline of the Kingdom of Abkhazia began in the 12th century, as internal divisions and external threats weakened the state. The Mongol invasions of the 13th century dealt a devastating blow to the kingdom, and by the late Middle Ages, Abkhazia found itself increasingly under the control of external powers. The Byzantine Empire, the Ottoman Turks, and eventually the Russian Empire all sought to exert influence over the region. In the 19th century, the Russian Empire's expansion into the Caucasus led to the eventual annexation of Abkhazia. The people of Abkhazia resisted Russian control, but the empire's military superiority and strategic interests in the region led to their eventual subjugation. This period of Russian dominance saw significant changes in Abkhaz society, as the Russian authorities implemented policies that sought to assimilate the Abkhaz people into the broader Russian Empire. Despite these challenges, the Abkhaz people held onto their cultural identity, clinging to their language, customs, and traditions even as they faced growing pressures from both the Russian Empire and the surrounding Georgian kingdom. The cultural resilience of the Abkhaz people is a testament to their enduring spirit, which would come to play a significant role in their struggles for independence in the 20th century. As the Soviet Union dissolved in the late 20th century, Abkhazia declared its independence from Georgia, igniting a brutal conflict that would shape the modern history of the region. The Abkhaz, supported by Russia, fought against Georgian forces in a war that resulted in significant loss of life and displacement for both sides. The war ended with a de facto victory for the Abkhaz, who declared their independence, though this was not recognized by most of the international community. In the years that followed, Abkhazia continued to navigate the complex political landscape of the Caucasus, with its sovereignty remaining unrecognized by Georgia and most of the world. Despite this, the Abkhaz people remain steadfast in their quest for self-determination, continuing to hold on to their unique cultural identity and history, which has been forged through centuries of resistance and resilience. The story of the Abkhaz is one of perseverance in the face of adversity, a testament to a people who, despite the many challenges they have faced, have managed to preserve their heritage and continue to thrive in a region marked by conflict and change. The history of the Abkhaz is not just the history of a people, but a history of survival, adaptation, and the enduring power of cultural identity. The Abkhaz people are known not only for their historical resilience, but also for their rich cultural heritage, which has been carefully preserved over millennia. In this second part of the story, we will delve into the fascinating cultural traditions, customs, and beliefs that shape the identity of the Abkhaz, from their unique language and artistic expressions to their spiritual practices and community rituals. The Abkhaz culture is a reflection of their deep connection to the land and the collective spirit that has bound them together throughout history. The Abkhaz language is one of the most distinctive aspects of their culture. Belonging to the Northwest Caucasian language family, Abkhaz is a highly complex language known for its rich consonantal system and the absence of vowels in certain phonetic structures. The language has a variety of dialects, which are indicative of the geographical and historical diversity of the Abkhaz people. For centuries, Abkhaz was primarily an oral language, passed down through generations via storytelling, songs, and rituals. However, the development of a written script in the 19th and 20th centuries has played a crucial role in preserving the language and allowing it to evolve in the modern world. Despite the pressures of Russian and Georgian dominance, the Abkhaz have fiercely maintained their linguistic heritage, and the language continues to serve as a vital marker of identity for the people. Efforts to revitalize the language are ongoing, with education in Abkhaz becoming a focal point for the younger generation to ensure the survival of their linguistic traditions. The spiritual life of the Abkhaz people is an intricate blend of ancient pagan traditions and Islamic beliefs. Historically, the Abkhaz practiced a form of animism and polytheism, revering the natural world and its divine forces. The spirits of the mountains, rivers, and forests were believed to hold power over the fortunes of the people, and many rituals and ceremonies were designed to honor these spirits and seek their protection. With the spread of Islam in the 17th century, the Abkhaz gradually converted to Sunni Islam, though their religious practices retained many elements of their pre-Islamic beliefs. The spiritual practices of the Abkhaz are marked by a syncretic approach, where Islamic rites are often intertwined with traditional ceremonies, creating a unique religious identity that is distinct from both mainstream Islam and other local Caucasian faiths. Key religious holidays, such as Ramadan and Eid, are observed with great reverence, but many Abkhaz still incorporate traditional rituals, like sacrifices to ancestral spirits and offerings to the natural forces that govern their lives. The idea of respect for one's ancestors remains central to Abkhaz spirituality, with elders often acting as spiritual guides and mediators in matters of faith and family life. Music plays a central role in Abkhaz culture, and it is through music that much of their history and identity is conveyed. Abkhaz music is deeply rooted in the landscape, with its sounds evoking the vast, rugged mountains, the flowing rivers, and the deep forests of their homeland. The traditional music of the Abkhaz people is often characterized by its use of polyphonic singing, where multiple voices intertwine to create a complex and harmonious sound. This style of singing, known as chvachvake, is considered one of the most distinctive and culturally significant musical traditions in the Caucasus. In addition to choral music, the Abkhaz people also play a variety of traditional instruments, including the pkhuda, a type of flute, the zurna, a woodwind instrument, and the tambourine. These instruments are typically used in celebratory contexts, such as weddings, festivals, and community gatherings. The sound of these instruments, together with the vibrant dancing that accompanies them, forms the backbone of Abkhaz social life. Dance is also an integral part of Abkhaz culture. The Abkhaz have a variety of traditional dances that are performed during communal celebrations. These dances often involve intricate footwork, with dancers forming intricate circles and lines, reflecting the unity and strength of the community. Each dance has its own significance, from welcoming guests to honoring the seasons, and is performed with great pride and joy. Abkhaz craftsmanship is highly regarded for its beauty, practicality, and cultural significance. For centuries, the Abkhaz people have been skilled artisans, creating beautiful objects that are both functional and symbolic. One of the most notable forms of Abkhaz craftsmanship is their woodwork. The Abkhaz have long been known for their intricate carvings, which adorn everything from everyday objects to ceremonial tools. These carvings often feature geometric patterns, as well as depictions of nature and animals, reflecting the Abkhaz reverence for the natural world. Textile arts are also an important part of Abkhaz tradition, with women traditionally weaving beautiful carpets and blankets that are used in daily life and during ceremonies. The designs on these textiles are often inspired by nature and the spiritual beliefs of the people. The Abkhaz are also skilled in pottery, metalwork, and leatherworking, each craft carrying its own symbolism and practical application. The customs and rituals of the Abkhaz people are built around the concept of family and community. The Abkhaz place great emphasis on hospitality, with guests being treated with the utmost respect. It is customary for visitors to be offered food, drink, and shelter, and for the host to go to great lengths to ensure the comfort of their guests. This hospitality is seen as a reflection of the strength and honor of the family and community. Weddings are one of the most important events in Abkhaz life, and they are celebrated with great fanfare and elaborate rituals. The wedding ceremony is a communal affair, with the entire village or clan participating in the celebrations. The wedding festivities include singing, dancing, feasting, and the exchange of gifts, all of which symbolize the unity and continuity of the family and community. Funerary customs are equally significant in Abkhaz culture. The Abkhaz believe in the importance of honoring the dead and ensuring that their spirits are properly cared for in the afterlife. Funeral rites often involve elaborate ceremonies, with the community coming together to mourn and celebrate the life of the deceased. Ancestors are believed to watch over the living, and their guidance is sought in times of need. The culture of the Abkhaz people is a testament to their resilience, creativity, and deep connection to the natural world. Despite centuries of external pressures and invasions, the Abkhaz have managed to preserve much of their traditional way of life, adapting to changing circumstances while holding onto the core values that define their identity. From their language and religious beliefs to their music, dance, and crafts, the Abkhaz have created a rich cultural legacy that continues to thrive in the modern world. In a world that is increasingly globalized and interconnected, the Abkhaz people remain deeply rooted in their traditions, determined to preserve their unique way of life for future generations. Their culture is a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving while staying true to its ancient origins, and it serves as a source of pride and strength for the Abkhaz people today. The social fabric of the Abkhaz people is built upon strong familial ties, deeply ingrained customs, and a collective sense of identity that has shaped their community for centuries. In this third part of the story, we will explore the intricate social structure of Abkhaz society, the importance of family and clan, and the roles that individuals play within this close-knit community. From traditional gender roles and generational hierarchies to the modern changes affecting Abkhaz society. This section delves into the dynamics that bind the Abkhaz people together and the values that underpin their sense of belonging. At the heart of Abkhaz society lies the family, which is considered the cornerstone of social life. The family structure is traditionally patriarchal, with the eldest male being the head of the household. However, this authority is tempered by a deep respect for elders, who are viewed as the bearers of wisdom and tradition. The family unit is not limited to just the nuclear family, but extends to a broader network of relatives, often encompassing multiple generations living under one roof or in close proximity. The concept of the clan, or dzigits, is also central to Abkhaz society, with families being part of larger kinship groups that trace their ancestry to common forebears. The ties of blood are considered sacred, and there is a strong emphasis on familial loyalty and mutual support. Children are raised with a deep sense of respect for their elders and a strong commitment to family honor. Marriage, too, is seen as a union that extends beyond the couple to unite two families and even clans, further strengthening the social fabric. The role of women within the family is traditionally domestic, though they are also recognized for their importance in maintaining the cultural and spiritual life of the household. Family gatherings and celebrations are common, with birthdays, weddings, and major religious holidays offering occasions for extended families to come together. During these events, the importance of kinship and mutual support is emphasized, as relatives offer not only emotional but also material support to one another. The bonds between family members are seen as essential to individual identity and well-being, and this sense of unity remains a central pillar of Abkhaz culture. The elderly in Abkhaz society hold a particularly revered status, as they are seen as the custodians of cultural knowledge and wisdom. Elders are looked to for guidance on matters of tradition, religion, and family matters, and their opinions are highly respected. In many Abkhaz communities, the eldest male, often called the Ata, assumes a leadership role within the family and sometimes even the clan. This leadership is not simply based on age, but also on the knowledge and experience accumulated over a lifetime. The role of the elderly is also symbolic of the connection between generations, as they are believed to be the link to the ancestors and the spiritual world. Elders are tasked with passing down oral traditions, legends, and folklore to the younger generations, ensuring that the culture and history of the Abkhaz people are not lost to time. In this way, the elderly are regarded as the living embodiment of the past, and their presence is essential for maintaining the continuity of Abkhaz traditions. In many villages, the elders gather regularly to discuss important matters concerning the community. These meetings are not just social gatherings, but also venues for decision-making, where the wisdom of age is combined with the collective input of the community. The ability to listen to and learn from the elderly is considered a sign of respect and maturity in Abkhaz society. Like many traditional societies, gender roles in Abkhaz culture have historically been well-defined, with distinct responsibilities for men and women. Men have traditionally been the breadwinners, responsible for providing for the family through agriculture, livestock, and trade. Women, on the other hand, have been tasked with managing the household, raising children, and overseeing domestic responsibilities. However, the role of women has always been more complex than simple domesticity, as they have also been the keepers of cultural knowledge, ritual, and tradition, because women are highly respected for their strength, resilience, and wisdom. They play an integral role in the community, not only as caregivers but also as cultural transmitters, preserving the songs, dances, and rituals that are central to Abkhaz identity. In the past, women were the primary caregivers of the elderly and the young, often mediating between generations and ensuring the continuity of family traditions. While men and women have historically had distinct roles, there has been an evolution in these norms, particularly in the modern era, as education has become more accessible and the influence of global culture has grown. Women in Abkhazia are increasingly taking on roles in business, politics, and public life. The rise of women in leadership positions is slowly transforming societal expectations, though traditional gender roles remain influential in many areas of life. Despite these shifts, the ideal of a unified, supportive family remains paramount, with both men and women working together to ensure the well-being of their families and communities. The balance of responsibilities between men and women may evolve, but the importance of cooperation and mutual respect is central to Abkhaz social structure. Children are viewed as the future of Abkhaz society, and their upbringing is of great importance. From a young age, children are taught the values of respect for elders, loyalty to family, and a deep connection to their cultural heritage. Education, both formal and informal, plays a crucial role in shaping the younger generation, with an emphasis on learning the Abkhaz language, traditions, and customs, elders often take an active role in this educational process, passing down knowledge through storytelling, songs, and hands-on experiences. In traditional Abkhaz society, children were expected to help with household chores and assist their parents in farming and other activities from an early age. While modernity has led to shifts in this approach, the importance of instilling a strong work ethic and a sense of duty to the community remains unchanged. Young people are encouraged to contribute to family and community life, taking part in local festivals, weddings, and other social gatherings. Through these communal events, they learn the importance of unity and shared responsibility. The role of youth in contemporary Abkhaz society has also been shaped by the complexities of modern life. The Abkhaz youth are caught between maintaining their traditional cultural values and adapting to the realities of the globalized world. With increasing access to education, technology, and social media, younger generations are exposed to new ideas and influences that challenge traditional norms. While some young Abkhaz embrace these changes, there remains a strong desire to preserve their cultural identity and ensure that their heritage is passed on to future generations. Abkhazia, like many regions in the world, is experiencing significant changes due to the forces of modernization, urbanization, globalization, and the rise of digital technologies are transforming the way Abkhaz people live and interact with the world. While the traditional rural lifestyle still dominates in many areas, cities like Sukhumi, the capital of Abkhazia, have become centers of modern life, offering new opportunities for education, business, and cultural exchange. The rise of tourism has brought a new dimension to Abkhaz society, with visitors coming from Russia and other countries to experience the region's natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. While tourism has brought economic benefits, it has also raised concerns about the preservation of traditional values and the impact of outside influences on the local culture. Some Abkhaz fear that the younger generation may become disconnected from their roots as they become more integrated into the global economy. At the same time, the conflict over Abkhazia's political status and its quest for international recognition continue to shape the social landscape. The ongoing struggle for independence and the pressure from neighboring Georgia add complexity to the social dynamics, influencing how Abkhaz people view their place in the world. Despite these challenges, the resilience of the Abkhaz people remains evident in their determination to maintain their cultural identity and protect the values that have sustained them for centuries. The strength of the family, the reverence for elders, and the bond between generations continue to be the pillars of Abkhaz society, providing a sense of continuity and stability in a rapidly changing world. The social structure of the Abkhaz people is a reflection of their deep-rooted traditions, values, and beliefs, despite the challenges posed by modernization and external pressures. The Abkhaz have managed to preserve the core elements of their culture, from the central role of the family and clan to the reverence for elders and the importance of generational unity. The Abkhaz people continue to uphold a way of life that has been forged through centuries of resilience, adaptation, and cultural continuity. In the face of a rapidly changing world, the Abkhaz are not only committed to preserving their traditions, but also to ensuring that the younger generation understands the importance of their cultural heritage. The Abkhaz people's sense of community, their loyalty to their family and clan, and their respect for their ancestors will continue to serve as the foundation for the future of their society. The story of the Abkhaz is a testament to the enduring power of culture and the strength of a community bound together by shared history, values, and a commitment to the preservation of their identity. In the final part of this story, we delve into the modern-day realities of the Abkhaz people, exploring their ongoing struggles for recognition, their adaptation to a rapidly changing world, and their determination to preserve their cultural identity. After centuries of war, foreign domination, and internal conflict, the Abkhaz have emerged as a resilient people, proud of their heritage and steadfast in their pursuit of self-determination. This chapter reflects the contemporary challenges and triumphs of the Abkhaz, as well as the evolution of their society in the face of modern pressures. the modern history of Abkhazia is deeply tied to its struggle for independence. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s, Abkhazia, which had been an autonomous region within Georgia, declared its independence. This declaration, which was met with resistance from the Georgian government, sparked the war in Abkhazia, 1992 to 1993, a brutal and devastating conflict that saw significant loss of life, displacement, and destruction. Despite the hardships, the Abkhaz, with support from Russia, ultimately secured a de facto independence. The war left deep scars, not only in terms of the human toll but also in the divided political and social realities of the region. Since then, Abkhazia has maintained its independence from Georgia, but its sovereignty remains unrecognized by the international community, which continues to view it as part of Georgia. This lack of international recognition has left Abkhazia in a precarious position. Both politically and economically, the absence of formal diplomatic relations with most countries has isolated Abkhazia, making it dependent on Russia for political, economic, and military support. The struggle for recognition continues to be a defining feature of the Abkhaz national identity. Many Abkhaz view their quest for full international recognition as a continuation of the struggle for self-determination that has been central to their history. Despite the lack of formal recognition, the people of Abkhazia remain resolute in their desire to preserve their independence. And the concept of a free and sovereign Abkhazia is at the heart of their collective aspirations. In the face of globalizing forces, the Abkhaz have had to navigate a complex relationship between tradition and modernity. The rapid changes brought about by technology, social media, and globalization have transformed every aspect of Abkhaz life, from how they communicate and do business to how they engage with the outside world. The younger generation, in particular, is exposed to new ideas and ways of life that challenge some of the more traditional aspects of Abkhaz culture. While the influence of modern technology has brought undeniable benefits, such as greater access to education, information, and economic opportunities, it also presents a challenge to the preservation of cultural heritage. The Abkhaz language, for example, which had been primarily oral for centuries, is now at risk of fading as younger generations increasingly communicate in Russian or Georgian. Efforts to revive and promote the use of the Abkhaz language have become a central focus of the community, with schools, cultural organizations, and even government bodies working to ensure its survival in the digital age. The Abkhaz people are also grappling with the pressures of modernization in their economy. Traditional livelihoods, such as farming, herding, and crafting, remain important, but younger Abkhaz are increasingly seeking employment in more modern sectors, including technology, business, and education. While this shift offers new economic opportunities, it also threatens the social structure that has been built around rural life and traditional communal living. Many young Abkhaz are moving to larger cities or even abroad in search of work, further straining the already fragile social fabric of the region. At the same time, the Abkhaz continue to hold on to the values that have shaped their society for centuries. Values such as family loyalty, respect for elders, hospitality, and a deep connection to their land. The challenge for the Abkhaz people is to find a way to integrate these values into the rapidly changing world while ensuring that their traditions and cultural heritage are not lost in the process. For many, this means embracing modernity while maintaining a strong sense of their roots and identity. Despite the challenges posed by modernization and political instability, there has been a resurgence of cultural pride and revitalization within Abkhaz society. The post-Soviet period has seen a renewed interest in Abkhaz culture, language, and traditions. Community leaders, cultural activists, and scholars are working tirelessly to preserve and promote Abkhaz cultural heritage, ensuring that future generations remain connected to their past. One of the most significant efforts in recent years has been the revitalization of Abkhaz language education. Schools in Abkhazia are increasingly offering courses in the Abkhaz language, and linguistic programs are being developed to teach the language to younger generations. cultural festivals, folk performances, and traditional celebrations are also playing a crucial role in preserving the cultural practices of the Abkhaz people, ensuring that their music, dance, and art are passed down and appreciated by the youth. In addition to language and arts, Abkhaz cultural institutions are also focusing on preserving oral history, the stories, legends, and folklore that have been passed down through generations are being recorded and documented, ensuring that the rich narrative tradition of the Abkhaz is not forgotten. These efforts are not just about preserving the past, but also about empowering the Abkhaz people to continue telling their own stories, in their own voices. In the modern world, the future of the Abkhaz people is marked by a paradox. On one hand, they continue to face challenges related to their geopolitical status, lack of international recognition, and economic isolation. On the other hand, they are part of a larger global community that is increasingly interconnected through technology, trade, and cultural exchange. The Abkhaz are not immune to the forces shaping the 21st century, yet they are determined to chart their own path forward, remaining true to their heritage while engaging with the world around them. As the world becomes more globalized and interconnected, the Abkhaz will face the challenge of finding their place in the international community. Their pursuit of recognition and sovereignty will remain a focal point, but their cultural revival efforts are equally important in securing a future where Abkhaz identity continues to thrive. The Abkhaz are a people who have endured great trials over the centuries, surviving invasions, wars, and political upheavals. Their ability to adapt while preserving their cultural identity speaks to their resilience and determination. In the end, the story of the Abkhaz is not one of mere survival, but of triumph over adversity. From their ancient roots in the Caucasus to their modern-day struggle for recognition and independence, the Abkhaz people continue to live out a history of resilience, pride, and cultural continuity. Their journey is ongoing, and though the challenges ahead may be great, the spirit of the Abkhaz people, steadfast, proud, and unyielding, remains their greatest strength. The future of Abkhazia is still being written, and as long as the Abkhaz continue to honor their past, their culture, and their shared values, their story will endure for generations to come. Thus, the Abkhaz people remain a testament to the enduring power of identity, tradition, and the unbreakable will to preserve what is truly their own, no matter the challenges the future may hold.